Hello, my name is Daniel Hill and I'm an EFT and NLP coach. EFT stands for Emotional Freedom Techniques, NLP stands for Neuro-Linguistic Programming. So I use those techniques along with clinical hypnotherapy, because I'm a clinical hypnotherapist, as well as a life coach and Enneagram mentor. And I've seen a couple of thousand clients in now my 12th year, and I see clients locally as well as nationally and globally through Skype. I decided to read my suicide note, and it was from when I'd written it in 2004. So I'm now 42, coming up 43, and when I attempted to leave this planet, I was 30. I'd had chronic illness for a long time, at least 14 years. I'd only just left hospital having been paralysed down the left-hand side of my body. I didn't know what the hell was wrong with me. I wasn't getting any answers and I wasn't getting any better. And I was terrified I was going to get significantly worse and I'd be bedridden or I'd be homeless or I would just be in a diabolical place. And I was terrified that that was going to happen. I didn't want to get any more ill. I'd been in bed for a month, and the guy next to me, I was on a ward with other people with autoimmune disease, which is what I had. He'd lost his arms and legs, and other people had lupus and all different types of other illnesses. And I wanted to take back some control, and that was me departing the world because there was so much pain and suffering in my body and so much pain and suffering in the world, and I didn't want to be a part of that anymore. The thing that stopped me from taking my life, having had about 16 sleeping tablets and 3/4 a bottle of spirits in me, was a voice that said, you haven't done everything yet. From that moment forth, I began to look at other possibilities. And I must say, up to that point, I'd seen about 50 practitioners and had probably spent close to maybe about £15,000. So I'd been looking for answers. I'd had 4 years of counselling. My counsellor had said when I came out of hospital, because I wanted to start back with her again, she said, there's nothing I can help you with, you're just suffering with fear. So I'm not angry at her at all. She was very honest, and that's where she was at the time. But I felt totally and utterly abandoned by life, and I didn't want to live anymore. And that voice that said you haven't done everything yet is very true. Now, I do see clients with depression. My fees are high now because I've got to that place where I've been seeing clients for so long. So this isn't for everybody to come and see me, but it's something that's, I hope that will be inspirational, that you can overcome things. The mind is an amazing thing. It's capable of something called neuroplasticity, and you can move beyond fear. You can change. There are plenty of people out there who can help you, who are less money. I would love to treat clients. If you want to come to see me and you're suffering with depression, even suicidal depression, I will gladly work with you. But it took me many sessions in order to be able to get to a place where I didn't want to do that anymore. About 30 sessions where I had to get to where I didn't want to kill myself anymore. And there was just so much that was going on because I was so ill and I felt so victimized, so abused, so lost, so alone. And what I found in the time that I've been working with clients, there's a handful of clients who were in the place where I was. And some of those people have stuck with me over those years and they see me whenever they can afford to. But they apply all that we discuss in sessions and they use that in order to make their life better. I have got a low-cost option that is a Skype group that I run in Europe as well as the States, so you're welcome to join that. It would be, if you were joining in the States or Canada, you would have to join in the afternoon your time because I run it, I'm currently running it at 8 p.m. And this is really naked of me to upload this, but I felt it was the right time. I saw a girl had killed herself via a live stream, I believe, and she'd done that over the breakup of a boyfriend, and I think she was like 13 years old or 12 or 14, I don't know, but it was just awful. And I want people to understand that you can move beyond feeling suicidal. You can create the life that you would like to be living, and it does require action, it does require thinking differently, and it does require you holding your hand up and going, I need help here. Now, if you do that, there will be people who can help you and will come and help you. But you've got to be ready to be helped at the same time. So you've got to be in that vulnerable place. And you are vulnerable if you're suicidal, or even just depressed. But it does take courage to change and to think differently and to explore new ways of being in the world. So I don't think there's anything else that I can say other than here's my video.
Okay, so this is my suicide note or suicide letter, or this is what I wrote when I had 15 sleeping tablets in me, and or was it 16 sleeping tablets? 15 or 16, and about 3/4 of a bottle of spirits, so half a bottle of whiskey, and 1/4 of a bottle of organic gin. Some 7 years ago, and today, for the first time since then, I'm going to read this. I hadn't read it since. And I just feel like I should read it today. It's no significant date. There's nothing. I just realised I hadn't read it, and I wanted to read it. So I'm going to read it now. It's amazing how much of my life have changed since then. I do feel really lucky that I'm still here. I've worked on so many things emotionally, and I have turned my life around so much. But I'll still never be able to possibly understand sort of what I was kind of really thinking that night, what I was trying to do. Yeah. So I might struggle to read this. My heart's beating quite fast now. So it starts with, and I wrote this in a really big pen. Wrote this in a big felt pen, and it's probably about 20 minutes after I'd taken the sleeping tablets and alcohol, and really I just wanted to sleep. It says, sorry everyone for being such a party pooper. I'm off to see Grandpa, Dad and Ash, who'd all passed away. I know you'll understand, Dan. Kiss, kiss, kiss. I love you all so much. But I wrote loads more after that. I'm gonna fucking die one day anyway, so just give myself a helping hand. You've got no idea what it's like with being tired all the time. It's so much more than that too. I couldn't possibly get anyone to understand unless they are male and live with ME. No one I've ever met knows what it's like. I can't do anything properly. I am sick of life. Because ever since I tried to work full-time in May of 1996, I discovered I couldn't work full-time. What am I to do? Where's my life meant to be healed? Aloneness and feeling no one knows how I feel is the worst feeling in the world. Where is my support? What are the doctors to do? And that's just a thing. I'm just going alone. No one knows what to say. No one knows what to do. I live in a world alone. And I probably will always be. I struggle to live with it by myself. My best hope would be with another ME sufferer. Well, boo-hoo, what a life that'll be. I can't go travelling. I can't get a proper job. I can't get a normal girlfriend. I have what everyone else takes for granted. My life sucks. And I hand it back to God and say, fuck you. See you all soon. Living with this ME thing is too much of a drag. Too afraid to try anything else. So I've chosen this. We all die. Alcohol was only used to help. I don't drink usually, not that it makes a lot of difference to my health. Please contact as many of the people in my black address book and on my mobile phone and let them know that I was not only touched by them, but I'm sorry it had to end this way. I wish I'd been Ashley. He was such a nice guy to have been taken. He was my sister's boyfriend. And he died in a car accident, which wasn't his fault, and my sister was the passenger. And the car just ploughed straight into their door. It came out of a T-junction thinking that they had right of way in the dark. And he died 3 days later after that. And I was there when he died with my sister and his brothers and family. He was only 19. He was a lovely guy. It should have been me. I was asking for it to happen to me only weeks before it happened. Kaz, who's my sister, and Tom is my brother. Kaz and Tom, my dearest brother and sister. It is you mostly that I'll miss. It is you that means so much to me. You're my younger brother and sister. I am the one you should look up to. I am the one who should be strong. Yet I am the one who is disabled in fear, who is ill. I wish I hadn't got the Epstein-Barr virus. I wish I hadn't died this way. I wish you such happy lives. I know I couldn't say goodbye. You'd only try and come and save me. My life is shit. You know that. Try living without friends. A decent job. Cash, you will get one, and a decent life where you won't need one. You will be fine. I love you so much. So much. I wish I could hug you now. I will be fine. You'll see. It is okay, sister. It is okay. Don't be afraid. I love you. But I can't live for you, honey. It's too bleak. Tom, my younger brother, you are such a good soul. You are so special to me. Unique, just like Dad. You are a legend. I love you, brother. I always will. Don't you ever forget it. As much as we hugged each other. When Ashley was first in his coma, we have shared so many good times, you and I. I treasured you. And now, with your new job, you've finally eclipsed me. Gone on to greater doings than I ever could. I guess I gotta go. I love you. Nick, my elder brother, I'm so sorry. I've got to go. I may be reincarnated, I don't know. I may be gone forever, who knows. I hope we will see each other again one day. Don't be sad. You'll be fine. So will I. I rest in God's judgment. I will be fine. Don't worry, I will be okay. I am loved by God. I am loved by God. I got ill and it fucked up my life. So what am I afraid to face God? God, I am really to face you. I will be afraid no more. I will face you. I love you. Thank you for this life. Thank you for this life. Thank you. Mum, I'm sorry. I'm obviously really intoxicated. You weren't a bad mum. You were just unloved, for at least that's what you felt, and you passed it on to me. I'm sorry. I love you so much. I didn't do this to hurt you. I know I was loved, and I know you love me and always will. You are my special mum. I love you. I love you. I love you. I know there's nothing more to say. I'm so sad. I know there was. I know there was nothing you could do or say. Don't blame yourself. It's okay. I love you. I love you. It is okay. It is okay. I was so happy. I am so happy in my childhood memories. I love playing in that garden. I love playing in the front. I love playing with Dad. With his garden boots on. He used to wear these wellies. And I play football with him and looks so silly. I miss my dad. I don't want you to feel that you could have done more. You couldn't. You couldn't. With the upbringing you had, you couldn't. Don't blame yourself. Enjoy the next few years you've got on this earth. And that was it. I thought there was a lot more than that. It looks a lot more. And then I was pretty intoxicated. 3/4 a bottle of spirits and 15 or 16 sleeping tablets, and heard a voice, and I heard that voice, and that voice was very clear, and that voice said, "You haven't done everything yet." And it was really loud. I don't know. It was a sober voice. You haven't done everything yet. And it meant I hadn't done everything to recover from my illness, even though I'd done so many things and I'd spent so much money. And my life was a living hell. I lived in constant pain, constant fatigue, and just so lost. Like it said in there, alone. And so I stuck my fingers down my throat. And I regurgitated something, but not. Well, it was fluid. But there weren't any pills coming up. And the pills that I took, I'm sure, were white tablets or sleeping pills, which I'd saved up from when I was in hospital a few months earlier, from when I was sort of paralysed down the left-hand side of my body and bedridden for a month. And on a ward with people with other autoimmune disease, lupus, a man without legs or arms. And I was scared. I was scared that I was getting worse. And I was scared I was going downhill and I would never recover. I was scared I would die, homeless, or severely ill, and with the government not supporting me at all, and falling through a loophole where I'd become either homeless or just put into an institution, psychiatric institution, or being bedridden with chronic fatigue syndrome. And I had loads of energy years before. I was nearly a champ. Well, I was an exceptional athlete. So, fucked all around, really. And I couldn't take any more of it. And I regurgitated whatever I did. It wasn't a lot. But I wasn't going to call the ambulance. This wasn't a cry for help. That had happened years before. Years and years and years before. Many, many times. This was... I mean, up to the point of when I regurgitated, this was a pretty full-on effort of leaving this planet. I was so tired of being tired. I was sick and tired of being sick and tired. I remember what that was like. So I took myself to bed. And I woke up 20 hours later with a horrid taste in my mouth from the sleeping tablets and a massive hangover, and I felt chronically dehydrated. I managed to get up. This was Tuesday at 5 p.m. and it had been Monday at 9 p.m. when I'd started all of this. And I rehydrated. I had water. I had filtered water. I might have eaten something. I don't remember. I didn't call anybody. I went to bed. And I woke up the next day for my grandfather's funeral. And I went to work for an hour in the morning. And from that day on, I have turned my life around as much as I can. In every possible way. And I'm really grateful that I'm here. I'm in the best possible health I've ever been in my life. I work. I have friends. I can exercise. I have love. I have more peace in my life than I've ever felt before. And I feel more powerful than I've ever felt before. That is my story. Thank you for listening.